All right, everyone, let's dive into something you might not expect. Shoulder pain relief with acupressure.
Acupressure for shoulder pain.
Right. It sounds kind of out there, but hear me out.
Okay, I'm listening.
More and more people are turning to alternative therapies these days, and there's this whole fascinating world of ancient practices that can really play a role in modern wellness.
I can get behind that. So what are we looking at today?
Today, we're looking at a snippet from Eric Duchesne. He's a natural health practitioner.
Okay.
He talks about relieving shoulder pain specifically, that pain you get when you lift your arm.
Oh, I know that one.
It's like you're stuck, right?
Exactly.
He calls it shoulder pain with elevation impairment. Kitschy, right?
Sure is. What does he say causes it?
Well, he dives into the traditional Chinese medicine TCM perspective, talking about something called qi and blood stagnation.
Qi and blood stagnation.
Yeah, I have to admit, the first time I heard about qi, I was like, what is this, Star Wars? But it's actually really interesting stuff.
It is interesting. A lot of people think it's something mystical, but it's really not.
So how does TCM view the body?
Well, Western medicine, it really focuses on the individual structures in your body, like, oh, you've got a problem with your bicep,
Right, right.
TCM, though, takes a much more holistic view. It sees the body as this interconnected system of energy. And this energy, that's your qi, flows through these pathways called meridians.
Meridians.
Yeah, and when the qi is flowing smoothly, you feel good, you're healthy. But if that flow gets disrupted...
That's where the stagnation comes in.
Exactly, like a traffic jam in your energy system.
Okay, so less like a mystical force, more like a traffic jam on the energy highway.
Exactly. And in TCM, it's not just qi, it's blood too. Both are essential. Qi's the energy that gets things moving. Blood nourishes, keeps things running. When either stagnates, throws everything off balance.
And that can manifest as pain or limited movement.
Exactly.
Fascinating. And that's where it gets really interesting, because then he talks about these specific acupressure points you can target for relief.
Okay.
And this is where my mind was kind of blown, because one of the first points he mentions is TE4 on the wrist. Now, I don't know about you, but when I think wrist pain, I think wrist problem. I never connected it to my shoulder.
And that's the beauty of TCM, this idea of interconnectedness. So TE4, it's also known as Yang-Qi, it's not just some random point on your wrist. It sits on a meridian that runs all the way up to your shoulder.
So by addressing this point on the wrist, you're actually influencing what's happening in your shoulder.
Precisely. In TCM, stimulating this point is believed to kind of break up those energy and blood traffic jams, easing the flow along the entire pathway, which relieves the pain and stiffness in your shoulder.
Wow, that's like using a remote control on your body.
It's pretty amazing.
And he lists a bunch of other points too, like T5, Li2, Li11. Are these all playing a role in this interconnected system?
Absolutely. Each point targets a different aspect of the problem. Li15, for example.
Yeah.
That one sits right on the shoulder joint, so it directly addresses the pain and stiffness there. Then you've got points like Lu5 on the arm, which focuses on releasing muscle tension. And then there's Ki6. This one's done by your inner ankle.
The ankle.
Yeah, it seems totally unrelated, right?
Yeah.
But in TCM, this point nourishes the tendons that actually impact your shoulder's range of motion.
It's incredible how this ancient practice connects the dots throughout the body like that. What I thought was really cool, though, is Duchesne emphasizes that you can actually use acupressure on the go. He's talking about literally using your phone.
Oh, yeah.
How realistic is that for someone who's totally new to acupressure?
It's definitely achievable. That's what's so great about it. It's easy to integrate into daily life. The important thing is making sure you're finding the precise location of each point.
That makes sense.
Because if you're off by even a little bit, you're not going to get the full benefit. So if you're unsure, definitely look at some detailed diagrams or even consult with a qualified acupressure practitioner just to make sure you're doing it right.
So precision is key for achieving the desired effect.
Exactly. And don't forget gentle pressure. We're not trying to force anything here. Listen to your body, and if you feel any increase in pain, stop and talk to your doctor or a physical therapist.
Great advice. This has been a fascinating deep dive. Who knew that addressing those aches and pains could be as simple or complex, depending on how you look at it, as applying pressure to specific points on your body? It really highlights how interconnected our bodies truly are and how much we might be overlooking when it comes to our own well-being. What other subtle signs are our bodies giving us that we might be missing? That's something to ponder as you navigate your own wellness journey.